Tennessee Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn joins us now to discuss this. She's a member of the House Energy and Commerce Committee. Congresswoman, good of you to join us today. And I have to say, in full disclosure, I love the state of Tennessee.
Good deal.
I'm not from there, but you run a pretty good state down there. And I just want to ask you, though, you're concerned about health care as it relates to not just Tennesseans, but people throughout the country. What do you say about this current impediment that appears to be running full circle for the Senate once again?
Kelly, yeah, I have to tell you, you say one vote away from failure. I say one vote away from victory.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of where we are. And as Secretary Price said, they're continuing to work on it. You have to look at Obamacare by the numbers, not by the emotion. And when you look at the numbers, 19 million Americans have opted to take themselves out of this and pay penalties. You were talking about Tennessee. We had 121,490 Tennesseans in 2015 alone choose to pay penalties amounting to $54 million so that they didn't have to go into this high-priced insurance that they can't afford to buy, can't afford to use when they get it. And here's the kicker on this. You had 47,000 of those individuals that opted to pay the penalty with incomes of $25,000 or less. So it's not working. What you have is a system that is going to fall under its own weight, and we do not want people to be caught in this trap. And the 9 million Americans who are in the Affordable Care Act marketplace, and you have 1.6 million that are paying the full load. The balance are getting this insurance with a subsidy, and they are the ones that are going to be terribly hurt if we do not get in here and if we do not clean this up. It is an imperative that we make certain that everyone has access to affordable health care and making certain we take this down. Yeah.
Congresswoman, you explained that so very well in terms of your perspective, but as you know, in the Senate, there's a lot of different heads spinning around this entire issue. Senator McCain, of course, he wanted to say, I take no pleasure in announcing my opposition, far from it, and he wanted to acknowledge that the bill's authors are friends of his, yet he says in good conscience he couldn't do it because he wanted to see a bipartisan approach to this. If this fails, and you're saying that it will not, and many people are in agreement with you, but should it fail, do you come back to the table and find some way to do it with Republicans and Democrats at the table?
We would love for Democrats to join us in this. Just as we approached health reform earlier, before the Affordable Care Act was put on the table, we wanted that to be bipartisan. We would like for this to be bipartisan and to be lasting. So we encourage Democrats to engage in the process, and I understand that Senators Cassidy and Graham are working to see if a couple of Democrat senators will join them in this effort to clean this program up so that Americans are not put in the position of having to lose access to health insurance.
Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn, good to talk to you today.
Good to be with you, Kelly. Thank you.
Give my best to your constituents.
Absolutely. Thank you.